G'day YouTube, Down to Bricks here. What you building? I think a lot of people are excited for the Guardians of the Galaxy sets. One pointer to that is the amount of Milano comparison reviews on YouTube. But hey, there's nothing like the original What You Building face-off comparison. So coming in on the right is a newbie 76081, the Milano versus the Abilisk. It has 460 pieces, has 5 minifigs including Baby Groot. The retail price is £45, 50 US dollars, 50 euro and $80 Australian. And then we have the big boy on the left, set 76021, the Milano Spaceship Rescue. Has 665 pieces, 5 minifigs. It's from 2014. Its retail price was £70, 75 US, 80 euro and 130 Australian. In this face-off review, we'll unbox and speed build the new Milano. We will check out the features of each set. We'll do some direct ship comparisons and also some side-by-side comparisons of the minifigures. Of course, we'll wrap up the video with my final thoughts, but let's get this Milano built. So here we have the box for the set with a bit of action on the front. We've got our heroes in danger, or maybe not. We've got Baby Groot. Can't wait to get a look at that little piece there. Here's our minifigs on the top of the box there, and on the back we've got more action showing the Beast, the Abilisk and the Milano. A few play features in there, but let's take a look inside, see what comes in the box. Get it open. Okay, that's everything. So let's start with the bags. We get 1, 2, 3, 4 bags. We get a comic book. We get 2 instruction books. So we get this big hooer of a book here. That's book 2, and we get the little book here, little book 1, and our sticker sheet. So a fairly big sticker sheet for a set this size. So let's get building. done. Here are the spare pieces. Get handcuffs, another sword, a printed eye there, a few little bits and pieces, but let's check out the set. On to the minifigs, and we're going to start with the figs that aren't duplicated in the two sets. So from the 2014 set we have Ronan the Accuser and the Sakaran, both of which are exceptional minifigs. Ronan is just so cool. Taking those accessories away, you can really see his awesome printing. That head mold is just exceptional. It even has some printing on it as well. A better look at his face print, and here you can see that molded piece. It really is cool. Does have that silver lining on it. So a couple of the minifigs here from the 2017 set, of course, is Little Groot, and how cool is that piece? It really is fantastic. Love the printing on it as well. And then we have Nebula, so a fantastic character to get, a fantastic looking minifigure. So what I want to do here is bring in Nebula from the last wave of Guardians of the Galaxy sets. So here is Nebula from the Nowhere Escape Mission set 76020, and as you can see, the prints are very similar, but the new one is a little bit torn up. She's a little bit battle damaged, but very nice printing on both torsos. And notice the head, so we do have different printing on the heads, but we also have a different color as well. So notice on the new one, the center is dark blue and the sides are light blue, which is actually the correct color that it should be. So the old one was a bit of a mistake there. So from the back, again, very similar. We do have the rips and tears on the back of the torso for the new one as well. And now we're on to more direct comparison between the minifigs from the two sets. So let's start with Gamora. This is one fantastic minifig. All of these minifigs are fantastic, so you're probably going to get sick of me saying that, but they really are. Both of these have great printing on the torso down onto the legs. Of course, the 2014 ones are always going to be on the left here, and the new 2017 figs on the right. It does look like in the new movie they are up for a uniform upgrade. This minifig has an awesome hairpiece with those purple highlights and some very nice silver printing on the face. And here is a look at the rear of the minifigs, the rear torso and the alternate face prints. Next up we have Drax, and you can see the legs are completely different. The torso print is the same, although it is a little bit darker on the new minifig, but we do get an all new face print. Both of these minifigs do have arm printing. The new one comes with this little jetpack. The printing on the rear is the same though, but we do get different rear head printing as well. Last but not least, the man himself, Star-Lord, and what can I say but another two fantastic minifigs. Great printing on the torso down onto the legs. I really love this head mold as well. You can see the new one actually has a little bit more detail on it, a bit of a different print to it as well. Removing the helmet, you can see that the face print is the same. You do get a new hairpiece with the new minifig. Taking a look from the back, we do get the jetpack as well. And taking that off so we can get a better look at the rear torso print, and you can see we do get an alternate face print and they are the same. So we do get a number of extra builds with both of these sets, and starting with the smallest build of the 2014 set is the Hadron Enforcer. And here we go, with Drax staring down the barrel. We've got a couple of little pieces here for the 2017 set. These little pieces go with Little Groot, and there's this one here as well. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to represent till I see the movie. But let's get on to the bigger build. So in the old one we did get this Sakaran craft here, and it's pretty cool little build. It's got Ronan up on front there. You can see we get some spring-loaded shooters there, and a look at the back and the inside. So that is a sticker up over the top there, and inside you can see we have a printed console piece, and all in all nothing too special, but does look pretty cool. With the new one, the first thing I need to mention is the sticker sheet. So this is a sticker sheet for the entire build. So you can see all these stickers here are for this little build, the Abilisk, and I didn't use any of those stickers. And on this side is all the stickers for the Milano, and you can see I left a couple of those off as well. But let's get on to the build itself. You can see we've got little Groot up here on one of the tentacles, so he just clips on there nicely. We'll take him off and get in and have a look at the build. So straight away you can see all these gears here that work the play feature. Let's take a closer look at the build itself. We have the head and mouth piece on a hinge here. It's actually just clipped on down in there, as you can see, and so you can open and close the mouth. Have those nice sets of teeth there, and the printed tile for the eye. That's a cool piece. But of course, with the play feature, you can actually rotate the whole thing like so, and that is pretty cool. That does look pretty mean coming at ya. And now it's time to take a look at the 2014 Milano. And this set is just a beauty. What a beautiful looking Lego ship. It's such a unique design. I really love these wing fin pieces. It really just sets it off. We do get some extra flaps on top here that you can move up and down. Up on top there, that is a sticker. Turning it around to look down the side, we do get some weapons down the front here. This one you can lift up and down, and of course it is a stud shooter. Taking a look at the design here, down underneath here you can see there's more weapons as well, and here you can see how all these fins are attached. So these ones here, these bigger ones here, are actually on ball joints, and you can adjust them, twist them, move them back and forth, up and down. Same with this one here. It can move up and down. Doesn't have, it's about as high as it can go. You can move it down to there and move it side to side. This one here is actually on a hinge finger, so that one just moves up and down, and this one here is actually fixed. Taking it right around to the back, and even from the back this thing looks good, really does. We have this build here for these rear tail fins, and you can just twist those up and down. These flaps here can move up and down, and we do have the main engine here, and even that is on a hinge, so you can adjust that up just one click and down. I guess the only thing is you can see this Technic brick here. That probably could have been covered up with a couple of stud pins and a tile. While we're looking at the back, if we tilt that up a little bit, you can actually see that we do get a clear window in here, and you can see right through to the front. And staying with underneath, if we tilt this up here, and you can get a good look at underneath. So here's these extra weapons I talked about. This one is a old style flick fire missile, and we do get these rear engines here, these rear jets as well, or the jets underneath, so it can actually shoot straight up. But I have to say, even underneath this craft, it still does look pretty darn good. And just something else too, you do get a little bit of movement on these front of the wings there. One of the real highlights for this build is actually removing this whole top piece here. That whole piece comes right off to reveal the interior. So there's a lot going on in here. You can see the front cockpit here with a printed tile there for the display. You get a couple of clips each side for his guns, and have a look at this seat that's on a hinge. Let's lay it down. You've got a reclining seat. It's a really nice design for the front seat, and all the other seats we get as well. So we get 3 other seats for minifigs. You get another clip in here for something extra. You got another clip in here that's got a fire extinguisher. Let's get around, show that side. But there's just a stack of room. You could fit a couple more minifigs there if you wanted to squeeze them in, but there's plenty of room. Goes from the front all the way to the back. And the best feature here, let's go in and have a look at that. There is the tape deck. There it is, speakers and all. That is a very cool mini build, and of course they are printed tiles. Now moving straight on to the 2014 model. Again, we're going to take a look at the sticker sheet. There's 2 stickers here. I'm going to show you where they go on the back, and then there's these stickers here. Now these 2 here actually go on this nose piece, but I actually think it looks really good without them, so I didn't bother to add those. The big difference with this one is the color scheme. Of course, we've gone with orange this time instead of yellow. Again, these panels on the front, you do get a little bit of movement in those as well. Quite an interesting design of how those were actually fitted onto the build itself. This sticker, that is a sticker down on the wing there, on the front of the wing with Milano. That does look pretty nice as well. And again, another sticker down on the front here. We do have one each side, so it's not a bad sticker. Helps sort of bring the orange onto the blue. Up on top here we do have a couple of stud shooters, and we do have this little axle piece here, and I'll show you what that is for. So if we look underneath the wing, you can see we have these little bombs, and if you push down on that, off they drop, and they just clip on using these 2x2 round tiles. So that just pushes on there, and then you can push those off like that. Now I tend to find that you just have to push these on a little bit lightly. I did push them on quite hard, and when Mini Dub was playing with it, he actually had a bit of trouble pushing those off. So it's not the most workable play feature. He did have a little bit of trouble with it, getting his fingers on there and forcing it down enough, but if you just push them on lightly, they do drop off just fine. Going around a little bit further, again we have all our end wing flaps here. Now again, these are attached with ball joints, these new mini ball joints, so you can see that up in there, and the way they work, that is actually just the ball joint on the pin like that, and you just push it into that T-piece, that T-brick there, and again you get a lot of movement with these up and down. So all 3 are attached the same way, and then we have this one on the rear. Again, it's attached the same way, just with a pin with the ball joint on it, so you get a lot of movement. You actually get more movement out of these wing fins here than the old model. Taking you around to the back, again you have these rear Technic bricks exposed. You do have these rear stabilizer flaps too. You get a bit more movement in these ones. You can actually rotate them right down because they are on one of these finger hinges, so you can rotate them up and down, and you got the rear flaps as well that you can adjust. The engine, nowhere near as nice as on the old model, and just looking from the top down, this is a sticker here as well going on this slope piece down onto this new 2x3 tile, and on the round tile there, again, that is another sticker. So taking a look underneath, again, I don't think this one looks as good as the bottom side of the old Milano. I have to say this design to get this front piece was actually quite clever design used there. I did enjoy that. And if we look in here closely, you can see the clips here and how that piece is attached onto the bar in there. So that bar is actually on an angle, and then you clip these on, and it does flex a little bit when you're first trying to clip those on. I found a little bit tricky to actually get it to clip properly, but once they're on, and here are your bombs on the bottom here. You get a lot of these skid type pieces here just to lock your plates together, but all in all, doesn't look too bad. And then if we flip it over, I have to say one of the real highlights for this set for me is this cockpit piece, and of course that is printed, so that is a very nice piece. I wouldn't mind actually a couple more of those pieces for a possible mock project. And if we lift that up, here we can see all the space inside. Now we do have room for 2 minifigs. We have our little display down here. Now they are stickers, so let's get a close look at those. And up on the back we do have the tape deck, and again that is a sticker. So as you can see clearly, there is only half the room, or even less than half the room, in this Milano on the interior than the old one. And now doing some direct Milano ship comparisons, and you can really see on the old one how much higher it is, how much taller. It sits directly on the table like that. It has got a fair bit more height to it. Now putting them nose to nose, and you can really see that height difference. So even though it's not a whole lot taller really overall, but it's really just in the depth of this build. It's a lot deeper in the body. The other thing that really stands out to me too is really having all these fins, and in the movie when the Milano's facing down like this and staring down at something, you really notice all these fins sticking out, and I think that's a little bit lacking on this newer model. And from the back, again, it really just stands out how much bigger it is, doesn't it? I mean, you do see all these Technic holes on these fins, but overall, I don't think that sort of takes too much away from the look of the Milano, but it really is a big difference looking from the back here. And again, doing a nose to nose from this higher angle just to emphasize the overall size difference. Whew, well, that was a lot to get through, but what a heap of fun. So my final thoughts, well, let's start with the price. Neither of these sets are cheap. Even in the US, the sets are over the 10 cents per piece mark. In Australia here, you're looking at over 17 cents per piece for the new Milano. So as always, I suggest waiting to pick them up on sale. For the new Milano, personally, I would have liked to see the parts for the Abilisk used to make the Milano a little bit bigger, or even left out altogether to make the set cheaper. But hey, this is a Lego, it is made for the younger ones, and having 2 builds certainly adds to the playability. With the minifigs, I have to say the original wave of Guardians of the Galaxy sets as a single theme would have to be one of my favourite collection of minifigs. I just think they're absolutely outstanding, and I'm pleased to say that the new figs in this set are just as good. And what about that baby Groot? How cool is he? So to pick my favourite minifigs between these 2 sets is really tough. In the 2014 set, I do love that we have all the minifigs in their Ravager outfits. And then it's great to see it changed up with new outfits for the 2017 set. Look, if you're going to twist my arm, I'm going to say, as much as I love that little baby Groot, I have to say that Ronin minifigure, it really is awesome. And that would probably just tip the scale slightly for me for the 2014 figs, but it's really splitting hairs. As for the ships themselves, well, it was good to see that they got the colour scheme right for the new Milano in the blue and orange. I have to say though, it's probably just because I've had the set for so long that I really do like the blue and yellow, but you know, kudos to Lego for actually getting the colours right with the blue and orange. And that new cockpit piece is really sweet. But I have to say the 2014 ship is the clear winner for me. Just the sheer size of it, the overall design, the interior room of the 2014 model make it my choice, and in fact is one of my all-time favourite superhero builds, even amongst all my Batman sets. But with that being said, the new one still looks great. It was a fun and interesting build. It's got fantastic minifigures. So if you don't have the old set, I do give this new set a big thumbs up, and I recommend adding it to your collection. Well, I hope you all found this video entertaining and helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you've stumbled upon my channel for the very first time and you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. If you've made it this far into the video, please hang on to the end and check out the selection of end screen videos for more face-off reviews. I really appreciate all the support I receive, and if you'd like to help support me even more, please use the Amazon link in the video description below for all your Amazon shopping, and hey, why not bookmark it to your favourites for all your future shopping? That would be awesome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.